It is the exciting scoop with his Target Master partners who came to the fanfare of no one. Well, maybe a few people who had the G1 toy of him. I had no idea who this guy was. I had no idea that he even had a G1 toy, let alone that he was a double Target Master. It's amazing. Throws me for a loop. And again, this is a guy that I didn't immediately jump on the bandwagon to get. As a matter of fact, I got a copy of him for the Scraplets. I think for Christmas, I think. And I actually ended up being so impressed with it that I went out and got my own, because even though I don't have a huge tie to the character, the toy is actually pretty dang fun. And you know what? That is reason enough to sometimes get an awesome figure. So stick around, we're going to look at this guy and his Target Master partners and see just how great or how not great this guy really is in the latest GotBot True review. Okay, welcome back to the channel, folks. I am your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, check me out everywhere, check out Machinery Man and the Everything Factor, and we're gonna go right into this guy. Paint apps. I really don't have a frame of reference because I'm not tied to the character, but you know what? I like the vibrant yellow, I like the vibrant orange, and I like the interplay of the blue. Honestly, I'm gonna give the guy a 10. I think he looks great. So do his Target Master partners. They look great. They look great. We're gonna just take him out of it for a moment, and we're gonna focus on the Target Master partners. Okay, so this is Holepunch, the blue one, and the yellow one is known as Caliburst, although originally he was known as Tracer, I guess, changed for trademark reasons or whatever. But anyway, he's Caliburst now. Although I thought that there was a Decepticon Target Master with that name. What do I know? What can I say about these little guys? They have extremely limited articulation. They look good, but really all you have is the ability for their arms to go up like this. You know, their arms can go all the way around. They're on ball joints. But that's about it. No movement at the legs or anything like that. And just out of interest's sake, because I know that this is, you know, something that's more modern, here they are compared to Furos, the Titan Master that comes with Hardhead. And you know what? Furos is about half their size, and granted, his arms don't quite have the same levels of articulation as their arms, but these guys have no hip, no knee. So actually, I would say that the little Titan Master has more articulation than these guys, you know, personally speaking. That being said, you know, while their colors look great and it's a 10, their articulation is 1 because they can do something. Transformation, pretty simple actually. You take the back and you bring it up over the head and you bring the two arms together. There's a hole here and a peg over here, and really that's kind of how they slot together. There's a couple of spots, but that's the primary one. And the other one's down a little further, and you take this orange piece that's between the feet and you bring it out, and there you go, you have a blaster. And you do the exact same thing with this guy to transform him. And again, you have, you know, that section between his feet, and although this one doesn't seem to want to, oh, maybe he's supposed to go this way. And this is, you know, here's a little blaster. Maybe I got this put in wrong, because this piece does tend to pop off quite easily, actually. Looks like I might. Let's pop this out and let's turn it around and pop this back in. Bring that down all the way. And this is basically what you end up with. Now, they can go together, apparently. And how is it exactly that they go together? Okay, so what you do is you open the arms up and you have a little slot right here. And there's a little tab right up here. And the little tab goes into the little slot, and you take this handle and you turn it up and you put them together like this. You can do it either way with the blue guy, Holepunch on bottom, or with Caliburst being the bottom part of this larger blaster. That being said, I find that it's difficult to put them in Scoop's hands like it. Actually, it's kind of difficult to put these guys on Scoop, period. So we're going to take those guys out of it for now. We're not going to focus on them for now. Instead, I'm going to bring the main event back in, and that's this guy. And like I said, I think he looks really good. We will, I guess, compare him with a modern day deluxe series with the Titans Return Hardhead figure, and Hardhead's a little bit bigger, but they still scale well. They still look good together. Taking him out of it. Articulation for Scoop. Well, the head goes left and right, and not much up and down, and a little bit of up and down wiggle there. The shoulders can go all the way out, which is really nice. The arm can go all the way around. There's a bicep swivel. The wrist can bend in like this, but that's part of transformation. I will say this, as you move his arms are, they're weird. As you move them, the chest piece might come on tab. Now it's only a matter of, you know, repositioning the shoulders here and tabbing it back in, but it does come on tab a little bit. Nothing major. The legs can go out this far. It's not the best super splits, but it's still pretty good. The legs go back. They go all the way forward like this. There's a nice 90-degree knee bend. There's a thigh swivel. The toes can even tilt up and down, no side to side. Overall, I would give his posability playability, and he's solid. When you stand him up, he's solid. And when he's in his tractor mode, he rolls like a champion. I would give his posability playability, I would say about, oh, and he has a waist rotation. I would give his posability playability about an 8.5. We'll say a 9, because the only thing that's really wrong with it, because I don't really care about wrist articulation, though would be nice, and an ankle tilt would be nice. Neither of them are really necessary with this guy, I don't think. The only thing that's a real weakness is where the chest does sometimes come a little bit untabbed. But that's about it, and even that's quite minor. Everything moves nice. He feels really solid. So, you know, we have a 10 and a 9. So far, this guy's like a 9.5. He's a great little figure. As far as his Target Master partners go, well, you can take them. Can I do it this way, I wonder? I might not be able to, because, well, you can. You can do that, and you can do this piece does not like, this orange piece on Holepunch does not like to stay in its slots, to be honest with you, and he's always been like that. I don't find him to be as good as Caliburst, which is a shame. That is a shame. By the way, the transformation, you know, I said the articulation for the Target Masters was a 1. The transformation's, I don't know, a 3. Overall, the Target Masters, they're okay, but I mean, they're only a 3 or a 4. You know, they're kind of like the Titan Masters. They're a 2 or a 3 or 4. They're okay for what they are, but they're not the selling point, I don't think. But he can hold them okay. See, again, that came out. If we put the I guess the blaster pieces together, if I can put the blaster pieces together, just because he's easier, I'm going to this time put the blaster together a different configuration with Holepunch on top. If you do that, you know, you can try and get it in his hand. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. You know, he can hold them. It really limits his elbow articulation, but he can do it. So taking these guys back out. Taking these little guys back out. We'll look at the transformation for Scoop. Obviously you take this whole piece off of his back for now. You fold in the fists just like that. You tab the feet together and you fold them up like so. Oh, I done it like so, and I haven't done that in a while. We turn the legs around here. Or do we need to turn the legs around there? Maybe we don't. We fold the legs up. No, we don't. We fold the legs up on themselves, and if they come on tab, you just, I guess, re-tab them. You take the chest piece and you bring that down for now. You take the whole body and you angle it up. So you're taking this joint here at the waist and you're angling it up so that his back goes into the legs. And you take the whole backpack and you bring it down over his head, and his head is going to hang out inside the control center of the tractor. I don't really know what you call those pieces. You bring the shoulders down. You turn them like that and like that. You angle them in, and when you angle them in, there's a couple of tabs that they should lock into. I guess I have that. Here's your biggest guide. There are tabs right here on the waist. There's a hole right here on the forearm. There's a hole right there on the forearm. You're trying to get those forearms in over the tabs on the waist section. And you want to have the two shoulders pushed up right here. The chest piece that you pulled out, tabs up there just like that. Make sure all of that is tight, and you bring the scoop, I guess, down like this, you know, however you want to angle it, really. Like that. Maybe not like that. I guess like this. And this is him in his tractor mode. I dig it. I like the tractor mode, to be honest with you. Now, there are 5mm ports here on the side of his arm and here, and back here, and they should all be able to accommodate the little Target Masters. But because of the fiddliness of this orange piece, it doesn't really accommodate it that well, and the holes are a little bit small. I would have been fine having Scoop without these, to be honest with you. I really would have. See if I can put it in here just to show you, because, and again, you'll notice that I'm after taking him off camera a few times. It's because it's so bad trying to put in the little Target Masters. He's a great figure. The Target Masters, I don't feel like they worked out the best here. Especially when we've had Target Masters like Nightstick that came with the Universe Cyclonus. I mean, that was a fantastic, fantastic representation of a Target Master. These are passable, but barely. And okay, I guess that's about as good as I'm going to be able to get it even off camera for you. There you go. That's what they look like in. It's pretty terrible storage. I don't really like it for them. Like I said, the Target Masters, it was nice that they tried. They're okay as long as you kind of don't do too much with them. Transformation for this guy, it's pretty easy, to be honest with you. It's a little bit fun because it has some different movements, like the way the whole body flips up. I kind of think it's, a lot of people don't like his head hanging out up in the you know, driver's seat, I guess, of the tractor. I kind of dig it. I think it's cool. I really do kind of dig it and think it's cool. So overall, his transformation is going to get a nice score. His transformation is going to get a pretty high score of, we'll say a 9. Honestly, we'll say a 9. I think that this guy is a little bit of a diamond in the rough. I do. Don't, you know, worry about the Target Masters. They're not your biggest selling feature. They're not your, I guess, most exciting aspect to this guy. No. The most exciting aspect to this guy is the guy himself. He's pretty great. Should you hunt him down? Maybe. I don't know if he should be your first priority because a lot of people, you know, don't have that connection to him. But if you can get your hands on Scoop, even though he's a few years old, I would do it. I think you're gonna enjoy him just because he's kind of lighthearted and fun in terms of his look. As far as his characterization goes, if you know the character, he's actually, you know, a pretty gung-ho guy in battle and has very strong religious beliefs. Kind of a complex character, but as far as a toy goes, he is a fun transformer. Sorry if parts of it seemed a little finicky. It's honestly, it's all because of Holepunch. Weakest part of this set, Holepunch. He really does kind of like to fall apart. But, you know, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Anyway, that's it. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for having a visit with me. As always, I appreciate it, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together right here inside the videos.